Welcome back to Second and Short. It is Friday, July 19th, 2024. Got a lot of stuff that went down in sports kind of over the weekend, early in the week. A lot of things to talk about. Spain won the Euros over England. Argentina won the Copa America over Colombia. Home run derby goes to Teoscar Hernandez. And your All-Star Game MVP is Jarren Duran of the American League's winning side. We're about 48 days from the NFL season.
Hell yeah.
Very exciting.
Getting closer.
28 days from the beginning of the Premier League season, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It seems like we're just wrapping that up.
Small holiday for these players.
Definitely was.
Yeah.
And we're about 11 days away from the MLB trade deadline. So there is so many things happening right now in sports. This is the part of the year where you're like, oh shit, like it's happening.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
Things are coming together. Like next week, NFL training camps start.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
It's awesome.
I'm like so ready. How you doing, Luke?
I'm great.
How was your vacation?
Panama was great.
Good.
It was a blur vacation. But
Yeah.
It was a good time. Yeah.
Sure.
Doing a lot of construction down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been to PCB or anywhere. in a
Yeah.
while.
Grayson got a new hat like 10 minutes
Yes, I
ago.
did. It literally came in. It got dropped off at the front door right before we started. So I hope everybody likes the mini blooper hat.
Love it.
And my favorite part is the Turner Field final season patch
Oh,
on the side.
yes.
This is the first hat I've gotten with that one. All right. Well, we got quite a few things to hit. We've got the All-Star break to talk about. AFC South preview this week. Very excited for the AFC South. Euros and Copa America finals to talk about, and then we will have questions time. I don't think Nathan's uploaded them yet, but he said he will get them in. So if he doesn't, I don't know. I'll punish him on Monday's episode.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything we need to talk about before we get into this stuff?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well,
Unless you wanted to maybe address Enzo Fernandez.
no.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I don't really.
We don't have to.
Yeah. If we want, we can talk about it later. We're going to talk about his team anyways.
Yeah.
So let's start with the All-Star break, though, and kind of the whole thing. Obviously, the draft happened, but we already kind of talked about that on Monday's episode, at least the parts that really matter.
Yeah.
So if you want to go back and listen to that, feel free. Otherwise, the biggest news out of the All-Star break to start was Ingrid Andress's national anthem for the Home Run Derby.
Oh, man.
It was abysmal, and we'll get to why.
Yeah.
But literally from the moment it started, like I literally started, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is really bad. Like, is this gonna get better?
Looking around the room, like, anybody else hear this?
Yeah,
Am I the only
in my
one?
room alone, and I get a text from Jared, and Jared's just like, what the fuck is this anthem? I'm like,
Oh my
dude,
God.
I'm on the same page. What the hell is going on? And like, it just did not get better. It arguably got worse as she went on. And like the whole world was just stunned by that performance.
Yeah.
Like,
it was
social
blowing
media
up.
lit the fuck up. We're getting some crazy thunder
Yeah.
outside the
Don't know
house
if you
right
guys
now.
can hear that in the background. but
I hope not. If so, then I have failed in setting up this podcast.
it's actually it's mid-July, and we're doing our spooky episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Sound effects.
Yeah, we're about to tell scary stories around the lava lamp.
Signature lava lamp, shout out.
Yeah, Summerween. Yeah. But yeah, that happened, and then the next day she comes out with a statement after the entire internet turned on her and said that she was drunk and that I guess it's a problem and she's entering a rehab, and she was very sorry for her performance. It's kind of insane. Like, that's just so, like, I did not expect that. Like, there's plenty of times where, like, maybe somebody was supposed to auto-tune her and they didn't. Or,
Oh, yeah.
somebody, like, maybe she wasn't hearing it well in her earpiece,
Mhm.
and so she didn't know how she sounded. It's like, that can happen. But if that, like, her being drunk as not the excuse, but the case of the matter is kind of surprising.
Yeah, I mean, she owned up to it, and it ended up being like kind of a shitty situation for her.
and it
And
could
I
end
feel
up
awful.
being like a life-changing thing,
Yeah,
which is good.
exactly. I hope she gets all the help she needs. But next All-Star game, it'll be Second and Short that do the
Yeah. Yeah.
Me, Colin, and Grayson.
Yeah. Me and Luke will do a duet of the Star Spangled Banner for the Home Run Derby, and then Colin will do the All-Star game by himself.
Yeah. Colin could.
Maybe.
I think so.
I don't know. I think he might chicken out.
Yeah.
Get a little shaky.
But he could do it.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never heard him do the national anthem. It's a tough song to sing.
Yeah.
Especially because there's a lot of expectations.
A lot of high notes.
Well, yeah, that too.
Usually,
but, I mean,
yeah.
The fact that you're doing it in front of tens of thousands of people.
At a pretty big deal sporting event. Yeah.
Definitely. All right. Well, let's talk about the actual Home Run Derby. Teoscar Hernandez beat Bobby Witt in the final round. I thought the final round was awesome. It was super exciting. Teoscar went first. He hit 14. I really liked how the new rules played. I will say, it felt like there was less home runs this year, but it took longer.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was like a 3.5 hour event.
Wow.
Which I felt was not necessary. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was kind of interesting, but
oh, man.
I still think it was exciting for sure. Like that final round was very exciting.
Yeah.
I will say, Pete Alonso, embarrassingly bad. Marcell Ozuna, also very bad.
Yeah, I hate that.
But what I'll say about Marcell Ozuna, and also for Gunnar Henderson, who was surprisingly very bad, they didn't change their swings at all. Like Pete Alonso, I guess naturally swings like that. Every game is a home run derby for him.
Yeah.
But it seemed like Marcell swung just like he normally would in a game, which is kind of power swinging, but it wasn't great. And Gunnar Henderson was literally just like roping doubles. So it's like, you know.
Solid hits.
Yeah, which, holy shit.
I didn't know you guys heard that one. Wow.
That was insane. I'm going to have to go back and see if you could hear that thunder, because that was so fucking loud. But yeah, I do think that, you know, obviously I'm probably a little biased, but I think Pete's performance was embarrassing.
I mean, yeah, that's, you know, his.
There's an expectation that he should be a favorite to win every single year.
It is his World Series. And when he doesn't win, it's amazing.
Yeah. I don't know how else to put it. But yeah, Pete Alonso was embarrassing. Gunnar Henderson, I think, was surprisingly bad, but I'm not. It was surprisingly underwhelming, but I'm also not that surprised that he didn't change his swing up.
Yeah.
He's having such a great first half of the season. Why fuck that up?
Exactly. Because it could. There have been guys that have, you know.
But I will say I liked the rules. I think the time limit and pitch limit almost didn't really even come into effect at all, because they were obviously just pitching. But then again, when you have both, it causes them to, like, you still have to stay into like a good tempo, but like you have the, what the fuck is going on? Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, well, like you still had to stay in like a good tempo, be able to hit pretty consistently and all that stuff. And of course you still have to be able to hit bombs, which is the nice part. But I do like that it also integrates that possibility in the bonus round of like you could hit home runs as long as you want.
Yeah.
Because you could get, 3, or I think just about everybody earned the bonus in their bonus. Like everybody earned the bonus.
Yeah.
And then during their bonus, I think earned the extra out for the most part. Especially once we got like into the knockout part. But I thought the rules played really well. Like I said, I think it was a little bit less homers than we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think it went really well.
I want to petition for an extra day of All-Star break where all the players perform a wipeout
Wait,
round.
what?
Have you ever seen the show Wipeout?
Yes, I know Wipeout.
Yeah. I think that'd be sick.
I think that would be dangerous.
Probably.
You could pull that off at the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd
Definitely
right
more
in,
of a Pro Bowl
It
thing.
would definitely fit in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. Taking Nick Chubb on the Wipeout course. In the Pro
Nick
Bowl.
Chubb might die.
I don't think. Actually, yeah, he shouldn't.
He can't even stand on a football field.
The big
Not
red
get
balls
hurt.
would turn his knee into a pretzel. I don't think that's. Yeah.
No, it'd be bad.
We don't need that for Nick Chubb.
Yeah, those would hit him way
Tyler
harder
Huntley
than
could
Minka.
probably do it, though. Pro Bowl champion, Tyler Huntley.
That's true. Yeah. True competitor, Tyler Huntley. All right, well, let's talk about the All-Star game, kind of the meat and potatoes, the whole reason they take a break. Cody Johnson, fantastic national anthem. I showed Luke the national anthem before we recorded.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good rendition. Definitely, kind of made up for how bad the other one was. I thought things were finally going to go to the National League's way when Shohei hit a piss missile, and then they promptly fell apart, as they do. And then Mason Miller. What a showing by Mason Miller. Strikes out Shohei Ohtani. I think also struck somebody else out. I'm pretty sure. Did he have 2 strikeouts?
He did.
Yeah, 2 strikeouts in his 1 inning, and he also threw the hardest pitch in All-Star game history, 103.6. That's fucking ridiculous.
Dude, what a bullpen.
Yeah.
The AL side.
Yeah, the AL
Jesus.
pitching was ridiculous.
Even Kirby Yates made it in there. What the fuck?
Yeah, he's been really good. But like him and Clase both looked awesome. Like him, Miller, and Clase looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
All of them striking out 2, not giving up a hit. Clase did give up a hit in that 9th. But yeah, Mason Miller looked crazy. I think he threw 5 pitches over like 102. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you also got like 4 swing and misses, and they were all splinkers. It's just ridiculous.
Damn.
And then of course Jarren Duran, his home run was so clutch, got them the lead. You also have to think David Fry. Fry coming up big, getting an RBI single.
Yep.
Jarren Duran's home run was awesome. I didn't even expect him to make any impact in this game. I thought it was cool that he made it. I didn't think he would like do anything cool. But when Hunter Green's on the mound, the NL's fucked. Like that was pretty fucking obvious. I don't even know how Hunter Green ended up there. Got to be honest. I really don't know.
Rest in peace, Logan Webb.
Yeah, Logan
This
Webb
game?
was bad, dude. But it was also like it just like happened out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hunter Green was really bad. First ball that was hit off Hunter Green went 367 feet for a fly out. The second went 402 to the deepest part of the stadium for a fly out. And then the third was a single to right field that was roped. And then the fourth was Jarren Duran's 106.8 mile per hour, 413-foot home run.
So it would safe to say they were seeing it well.
Yeah, I would go ahead and say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the National League literally let everybody play. Like,
Yeah.
literally every last person hit, it seemed like.
Still loving this
And
Jerks and
pitched.
Profar explosion, too.
Yeah, Jerks and Profar is fantastic.
Yeah.
I was surprised he batted last in the order. I know it's hard to read here on this
yeah.
box score we're looking at, but Jerks and Profar did bat last in the starting lineup. But I was kind of surprised by that. I thought he would maybe bat a little bit higher, and he got a hit.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
But yeah, you're right. They did play everybody. I kind of
Yeah.
want to see that, though.
Yeah, I do too. Like a lot of guys were getting like 0.2 innings. It seemed like.
Yeah.
Ethan, can you scroll down real quick? I think you started seeing guys get like 0.2, 0.1 down near the end. Like Jeff Hoffman threw the final out of the game. It's like you didn't have to. But
that's another bullpen too. It's
Yeah.
just loaded.
yeah, Torey Lavulo was letting everybody get some work.
Yeah.
Which I can respect. Paul Skeens, pretty cool. Other than giving up the walk to Soto, which that's just Soto's job.
Yeah.
He looked really like Skeens looked good, even though he didn't get any Ks. Yeah, I was pretty happy with everybody. Robert Suarez, 2 strikeouts and his
Yeah.
2 innings or his 0.2 innings of work.
Great game.
But yeah, since 2000, the AL is now 19-4-1.
Damn.
Yeah, in the last 10, they are 9-1 because they lost last year, and that was it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the AL
The-
just will not stop winning.
The tie was in our lifetime, right? Didn't that happen? Why do I feel like I remember
I would
that?
assume it was in our lifetime since it goes back to
Yeah.
2000.
Ethan, do you mind? looking up
Unless
when
it
the
was
tie
in
was?
2002.
Well,
it
no,
was
I feel
not
like
in
I
my
remember
lifetime.
it like when we were conscious
Oh, okay.
as humans, not like it would have
Okay.
happened in like 2004.
That's a touchy subject.
That is true. That's very true.
I'm glad you didn't use the word sentient, or we could get down to like a really weird rabbit hole here, but
Oh god.
we won't. I will say that for sure. Ethan, you got anything on this All-Star game tie sometime in the 2000s?
Like I feel like it would have happened like 2012, 2011.
Maybe that wouldn't have been in the last 10, so that would work.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of it. Just type in when was the last time there was an All-Star game tie. Why? For those listening at home, because Ethan's mic is muted, he's looking at a Wikipedia list of all of the All-Star games. Dude, I'm looking up. When was there a tie?
I'm just doing a radar check right now. It looks like we could actually be getting more weather.
Oh,
Another scattered storm's
great.
about to hit us.
2002. So it was not in my
Wow.
lifetime. It was 7.
I have imagined that.
Yeah. 2002. How crazy.
It's really small.
Dude, shut up. Just stop. You're so
Oh
lucky
my
nobody
God.
can hear what you're saying on the podcast.
What's next?
Well, yeah, the All-Star game is dominated by the AL every single year. Ethan, we get it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's so small. It's in all fucking caps, and it's a different color. Dude, come on. All right.
Oh man.
Let's talk about a couple of trade deadline rumors that kind of have come out during the break. Obviously, this is a big time for coaches, GMs, players, do a little bit of recruiting.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal, especially at the draft, because you have everybody in town for the draft.
Yeah.
And so you definitely get some teams talking about deadline moves. And so the first big one that kind of happened was actually before the All-Star game even happened. Mason Miller and Brent Rooker were on the Phillies private jet to the All-Star game.
Okay.
Sounds weird, but does it mean anything? No. It's just that the A's are cheap. Last year, Brent Rooker was in the All-Star game. He also rode on somebody else's private jet. So it's like, it's just a thing that happens when your team doesn't want to give you a
That'd be
chance to
kinda
take
nice.
the private jet.
Yeah. Only player on the team that made the All-Star game. I better get a PJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Fly with the
There's
owner.
only 2 of them, and they rode with the Phillies, who I would assume had a packed house. They had a lot of fucking All-Stars.
Hey, well.
What?
Wait, what? I just said yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't
I thought
trying
you
to
were-
start anything.
okay.
No.
But yeah, the A's are just cheap. So that doesn't mean anything. Does that, like, will they be traded? Probably. It doesn't mean they're going to the Phillies.
They got to save money for the house change.
Yeah. Yeah. But Mason Miller, I think, is getting less likely just because he's so young. Brent Rooker could definitely be dealt. The problem with Brent Rooker is that he's not a great fielder. So, like, you actually need a DH
Yeah.
if you want to go out and get Brent Rooker.
Yeah, I don't know. As far as the trade rumors with both of the A's guys, I kind of hope they stay. I don't want to see the A's be a completely
Okay, well, the
hopeless
problem is, though,
franchise.
is, like, you know how they started off so good?
Yeah,
You know how that you haven't heard about them in 2 months?
that's a good point.
Yeah, it's because they're not good right now.
Okay, maybe they just restart.
I think I'm pretty sure they're like really bad right now, actually.
Can't be worse than the Rockies, right?
I don't think they're worse than the Rockies, but I do think the Athletics are really strong. Yeah, they are 37-61.
Oh yeah, they're not
Yeah.
doing too hot.
So like I
right
said,
now.
not great in this past month.
Well,
Um,
that's a shame.
yeah, it is a shame. But let's talk about another team that absolutely sucks, the White Sox.
Oh God.
Garrett Crochet is the big name that could potentially be leaving because he is a Cy Young candidate at the moment.
Yeah.
As well as Luis Robert could also be gone. He is a tough one, Luis Robert, because he's got to get paid soon.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to trade him because you don't want to spend the money.
Yeah.
You also don't want to trade him because he's a very good player. So you're in a tough place. And it's also hard for a team to want to go out and get him because it's either you're leasing him till the end of the year or you have to pick him up and then pay him a shitload of money.
Yeah. What about the Orioles?
I don't know. The
For
Orioles,
Luis
I think,
Robert.
they'll be fine without
They would.
outfield.
But I mean, I don't know. The move for Corbin Burns kind of seemed, pretty aggressive. But then again, that's pitching.
Yeah. I think the
So-
Orioles would be much more interested in Garrett Crochet
Yeah.
than Luis Robert. And I'm hearing...
Probably cheaper.
Yeah, definitely,
As well.
I'd think. But then again, Crochet has age on his side.
Yeah.
And the ability to come out of the bullpen.
Yes.
As well. He
Yeah.
started off as a closing pitcher for them. So we'll have to see. But now that he's a starter and still can throw in the hundreds, he's a pretty hot commodity.
Yeah.
But
Lefty too, right?
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
hard throwing lefties.
Roldis Chapman, but a starting pitcher.
Yeah, probably better guy.
Yeah, definitely better guy.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and say on Crochet that this is gonna turn into a Cease situation. Where it's going to be like we just go like 2 years saying every deadline that he's going to get traded and then he doesn't.
Yeah.
Soon enough, we're going to be being like, well, he might get traded by the Nashville, whatever the fuck they're going to call that team when they move it to Nashville. The White Sox, I guess. They might change it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I could see Garrett Crochet still being there when they're not in Chicago.
Yeah, it wouldn't be ideal for him though, because you got to think like
he would love to play in Nashville though.
Yeah,
he went to Tennessee.
What if he, stays this year, doesn't get dealt this trade deadline, and then next season, like fourth game in, he's hurt.
Yeah, and
then you're just stuck.
Cease dealt with the issue of like he would be in all these trade rumors and they wouldn't trade him, and then he'd play like shit for the remainder of the season. He did that like twice. So I don't know. It's tough. It's very tricky because you want to get traded and you want to get paid, but it's kind of all about timing.
That is true.
The next one is a big one. Tarek Skubal also might be traded. Another Cy Young candidate in the American League. It's going to take some major compensation to get him right now because he literally is the front runner for AL Cy Young. But there are teams out there that have the firepower to get him.
Yeah.
Mainly the two big teams that are looking for starting pitching, which is the Dodgers and the Orioles. Now, if he goes to the Dodgers, first of all, they'll probably lose in like the NLDS.
Yeah.
And second of all, I'm going to be so fucking pissed. Yeah. Like, you don't get to have Clayton Kershaw for however fucking long he's been around.
Dude, he's got 16
years or something.
Yeah.
Like, he's been around for a while. And then you just, you get Walker Buehler. Like, you drafted him, and then you were like, you know what? We should go out and we should sign one of the most promising Japanese pitching prospects ever. We should also go get the other one that also hits bombs.
Yeah.
And get Tyler Glasnow, who has been a budding superstar for years and couldn't figure it out.
And has
now
finally
he's
stayed
figuring it
healthy.
out. Yeah, well, he's actually injured right now.
Oh. Is he big injured? Like
no,
big time? No, okay.
No, he's just out for a little bit.
Well,
that's why he didn't pitch.
It's not
in
an
the
MLB season without him missing something.
Yeah, exactly. Tyler Glasnow was put on this earth to get hurt.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Well, and also be really good.
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I love Tyler Glasnow. Yeah. Go ask me at the beginning of last season. Yeah. If I like Tyler Glasnow, I picked him to win the fucking Cy Young. But yeah, if the Dodgers get Tarek Skubal, it's the end of time. If the Orioles get him, it might be a problem because
that would make me very sad.
Him and Corbin Burns are going to be fighting for AL Cy Young with each other.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just going to be up to like who does better one day or the next.
Yeah, and then on top of that, your whole outfield is like, or your your non-pitchers are all 19 years old.
Yeah, exactly. They're all
superstars.
19 years old, blonde, blue eyes.
Yeah, mullets, long flowy hair.
Some of them have mustaches.
Bomb hitters.
Yeah. Dude,
crazy.
It's crazy the fact that they drafted like the three like main guys they drafted, which the main one's Vance Honeycutt, looks just like all the rest of them. He looks just like, well, nobody looks just like Jackson Holliday except young women.
That's very true.
He looks like a young girl.
He does.
But
so
like Gunnar Henderson, all the guys, like all of them look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Throw Kyle Stowers in the conversation as well.
I'm glad we're through the Jackson Holiday hype. That was kind of boring after a while.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with him already. If he doesn't come up soon, I'm done.
Yeah.
How's he doing in Boat? See how he's doing for the Bowie Bay Sox. I can imagine he's doing fantastic. If I could only think that he's doing great. MILB. Bat 273. Not bad. A 913 OPS is really good. Yeah. He's really good.
He's all right.
Now, he has 2 MLB hits and 34 at bats.
Shit, dude, he's already 20 years old. He's too far.
Yeah, Unk. Oh, wait. We just got an ad for the hat I'm wearing. It's almost like I've had to search that up to show like 4 different people.
Including me, before you got it. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, next 2 people. These ones I just happen to see. They're not that exciting. Well, I guess one of them is, but this one's not. Tommy Pham. People are interested in Tommy Pham, as they are every year.
Yeah.
I don't.
Not really the biggest deal.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his either. I think he's kind of a dick. He's a good
I trained to fight in the off season just in case. So
all right, dude. You trying to slap Jock Peterson?
Fucking Chotch.
Yeah, I think Tommy Pham's kind of annoying, but he's good, like, veteran emotional leadership to have on the team. So
yeah.
I can respect the fact that teams want him. The more interesting one though is Jazz Chisholm.
I've heard the Yankees.
He's just getting more and more likely to be traded.
Yeah, he needs to.
Yeah, especially because the Marlins are moving him back to second base.
Oh, really?
Because Arias is gone.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, now we need infielders.
I kind of liked him better as an infielder anyway.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think center field was his place.
Yeah.
But, we'll see. I think Jazz could be a fun pickup for some teams, but I don't know how much of it. Like, he's not going to a top team. He's going to a team that's trying to get into the playoffs,
yeah.
I would say.
Very awkward, though. Is it kind of weird for MLB players to, like, go through a position change and then, like, right in the middle of it, you're kind of, like, in the middle of getting traded, maybe? That's kind of strange.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Like, Mookie Betts made a position change, but that was, like, 2 years before he left.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, typically... Well, most guys don't make position changes.
Yeah.
For the most part. Typically, if you're going to make a position change, that happens in the minors.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of guys, they get drafted as shortstops. They're never going to be a shortstop.
Yeah, or you get older and you stop doing cardio and you just lift weights to become a DH.
Yeah, or a first baseman.
First baseman.
There's plenty of stories of guys just being like, I'm kind of done with running. Yeah, Miguel Cabrera became a first baseman.
Bryce Harper.
Yeah, Bryce Harper is now a first baseman.
Well, didn't Ryan Braun do the same thing as well? Or did he reverse? Did he go first base to, like, left field?
Ryan Braun went from third base to left field.
Oh. I thought he was a first baseman.
Which is actually the reverse of what a lot of guys do. Chipper Jones and Austin Riley both started off as left fielders.
And then moved to third
in the MLB.
base.
But in the minors, they were always shortstops or third basemen.
Yeah.
Like, Chipper was a shortstop for most of his minor league career.
Wow.
And then he came up, had to play some left field. Same thing with Riley. Dude, there were times where we had Evan Gaddis playing left field.
That's bad.
Yeah, because Brian McCann was catching. And it was like, okay, well, we want Evan Gaddis on the field, which is a problem in its own right.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, guys just don't really go through position changes like that anymore. Yeah. Fun fact, Jacob deGrom was a shortstop, and Freddie Freeman was a pitcher. I think Andrelton Simmons was a pitcher.
He definitely was a pitcher.
Ethan said behind the camera, Kenley Jansen was a catcher. That's a big one. Yeah.
Probably big being a pitcher after being a catcher, too.
Yeah. It's really nice when it comes to, like, knowing spots and pitch selection.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to ask you earlier, I just rethought it. Has a pitcher ever been traded at the deadline and still won a Cy Young?
Yeah.
Before?
Yeah, I think so. Ethan, when you're done chugging that Powerade, please fact check. But
like,
I'm
recently?
pretty sure. I don't know about recent. Well, did Verlander? No, Verlander signed in the offseason from the Tigers. I'm trying to think. Like, there's been guys.
Has Scherzer ever done it?
No, I don't think Scherzer won it in the year that he got traded to the Dodgers.
Could you count? Would Trevor Bauer?
No.
In 2020, no.
Yeah, he got traded in 19. Oh. That's typically the case though, where like either a guy like Verlander left the Astros after winning it and went to the Mets, but that was in the offseason.
Yeah. I totally forgot he played for the Mets.
Yeah, it's a forgettable time considering he's back with the Astros already.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to just remind everybody that Max Scherzer will be pitching for the Rangers pretty soon.
And getting paid by the whole MLB, basically.
Yeah, and Jacob deGrom could show up at the end of this season.
Oh, I totally forgot
More likely that he would show up at the beginning of next season, but
yeah,
there's a chance where we see a world where Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer are back in the same rotation.
Damn.
And pitching at the same time, which I think only happened for 3 weeks when they were with the Mets. We got one? All right. Give it to us.
1984. I don't even remember this guy's name, and I'm on his baseball reference. Rick Sutcliffe.
Okay, I've heard the name. Yeah, Rick Sutcliffe. Who did he get traded to? And
during the 84 season.
Yeah.
Cleveland to Chicago.
Which Chicago?
Cubs.
Okay, cool.
That's
Oh,
interesting.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty cool. I don't really have
Sorry,
anything
I
else to
just-
say about it.
Or
I
but
thought
yeah,
that would have been an
MVP
interesting
no, no,
question.
it's I know it's happened with like
He was an All-Star that year.
he wasn't an All-Star and he won the Cy Young.
What?
And he was 4th in MVP vote.
That's pretty
He
crazy.
was too busy on the trade
But
talks.
I think it's happened with the MVP as well. It's just, if a guy's really good and they're on a bad team and they get traded, it doesn't stop them from being really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Manny Machado got traded like right before the All-Star game, and they were trying to figure out what team to put him on because he went from the Orioles to the Dodgers. All
I
right.
remember that.
I think we're gonna wrap up the All-Star break right there and move on.
It was fun.
Yeah,
Much needed break, I think.
definitely,
As well.
definitely. I think games start up tomorrow or today as you're listening.
Yeah.
So it's all back. Don't worry. And we'll be doing some good coverage of the trade deadline. So me and Colin will do kind of everything that happens in that week leading up to it because it's on a Tuesday. So like, it's tough because I don't think we're gonna be able to do like a whole video around it for a Wednesday video.
Yeah.
Just because there's way too many things to go through, and they're all gonna be rolling in. And like the deadline's at like 4 p.m. on Tuesday, so that means I would have to record the whole video and then edit the whole video and then be done. And so it's like I don't know if I could handle a trade deadline live stream. But
Yeah.
maybe. But I would have to work in the morning, so it'd be really tough
Ooh.
because all the moves happen before the deadline.
Yeah.
So it would just be us live streaming us talking about the moves,
Yeah.
which wouldn't be that fun.
Yeah.
It'd be way cooler if we were like sitting here like fucking reporters and just like waited like refreshing fucking Jesse Rogers because he'll be first on the Chicago news. Like
Oh, Lord.
that's what would have happened, and that would not have been fun. So we'll figure something out. But I think we'll just cover whatever happens up to that point
Okay.
on Monday, and then me and you will just
Wrap it up.
wrap it all up on Friday.
Yeah. Sounds
Is
good.
what we'll do for the trade deadline. But
Oh, man.
without
Is it
further
time?
ado-
Is it time?
it sure is time for the
Woo.
AFC South preview. And just to start with the AFC South, I think this might be one of the best divisions in football this
Yeah,
year.
seriously.
'Cause
And
I
we're about to
think-
tell you why.
I think every team, before we even get into the standings, I think every team got better.
Yes.
Literally every team got better. And one of the teams, I think, still has a move to make to get better, but they will make it,
Okay.
I think. It's arguable.
Okay.
It could happen. But let's start with our standings.
Okay.
It's up to you, top or bottom.
All right. I'm going to start from the bottom this time.
All right.
Started from the top last time.
Yep.
I think the worst will be the Jags.
Mm-hmm.
Titans, Colts, Texans.
Okay. Mine are very different than yours.
Oh, well, you could go either way with this one.
Yeah. I think
The weird division.
I've got the Colts in last.
Oh.
I've got the Jags in third, Titans in second, Texans in first.
At least you and I can both agree that we're not as high on the Jags anymore.
No,
It's
I'm
probably what
definitely
it used to
in the here. I literally wrote down my reasons for every team. I'd
Okay.
like to start with the Texans because they're the obvious pick up at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that they might. I thought last year might have ended up being a bad year to be good, if that makes sense. Like it almost was like they overplayed the expectations,
Mm-hmm.
which put a huge spotlight on their players, and that's why some of them would have left.
Okay.
They lucked out and only lost a few guys,
Yeah.
which is very helpful. But they also brought in some ballers. Bringing in Stephon Diggs to an already elite receiving core,
And he's
And-
the oldest guy, too.
Yeah.
Mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
but also bringing in Daniil Hunter on the other side of the ball to an already very good defense with really good young talent.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable what they did. And I think they did a pretty good job at the draft. It wasn't a perfect draft. It didn't, blow me away.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty good draft.
Yeah. No, it was. I really, we'll get into the rookies later, so I won't spoil
Yeah.
that. But another thing with the Texans, and I think the most noticeable, I think Stephon Diggs won't be the most noticeable move that they have made.
No.
Because they have so many guys, and Stroud has already proven he likes to spread the ball, right?
Yeah.
Daniil Hunter could lead the league in sacks. He'll
Yeah.
probably be top 4, top 5, maybe even top 3.
Probably.
Joe Mixon is a 10 out of 10 upgrade from Damon Pierce last year, and
And
they
Devin
still
Singletary.
have Damon Pierce
Yeah.
to kind of come in and still be that young guy who can
Yeah.
just kind of take a seat for a second.
Yeah, so I've been Ethan. You're welcome to open that bar as loud as you'd like. Uh, I've been watching Giants off season.
Okay.
Hard Knocks. Watched the newest episode last night. Super good. I'm not going to go on another spiel about why I think it's so good. I did that on Monday's episode. But Joe Shane and all the people in the front office for the Giants literally just called Devin Singletary Motor.
No.
And everybody just knows what they're talking about. So I guess everybody knows Devin Singletary is Motor. And so
Love that.
I would like to continue that.
Yeah,
and
I'm
only
down.
call him Motor. But Joe Mixon is a huge upgrade
Yes.
on both of them,
Yes.
honestly. And I think what came clear in this offseason more than during the season is that people want to play with CJ Stroud and for DeMeco Ryans.
Yes.
That's what I'm seeing early on, and they're both 1 year into their careers in their respective positions in this team.
Starting to become a scary franchise, Grayson.
It is, and there's so many other things that could happen. Like Bobby Slowick is the offensive coordinator. He might earn himself a head coaching job, and he's only in his second year as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things that could happen with this Texans team, but. Let's move on to our second place teams.
Yeah.
Feel free to take the lead here with the Colts.
I just feel like the Colts, if they stay healthy, I feel like they're one of the more unhealthy teams in the league, especially the past couple of years.
Yeah.
If they stay healthy, I really, really liked what they were doing last year.
Mhm.
And I was making my notes, when I was on the beach, and I totally forgot that they drafted A.D. Mitchell.
Yes.
He's going to play with Michael
me
Pittman
and Colin
Jr.
totally looked over that.
Yeah.
I think maybe on the last episode, maybe it was the week before, but I realized that when I was doing my notes, I was like, oh shit, like we totally, because I think
Yeah.
it was, I think a couple weeks ago, maybe we were talking about the potential of Ayuk being on the Colts.
Yeah. That was pretty fair,
And we
actually.
were like, oh yeah, this wide receiver core would be awesome. You'd have Michael Pittman, Brandon Ayuk, and Josh Downs.
Yeah.
Totally forgot that A.D. Mitchell is also going to be there
Yeah.
and also going to be a factor in this offense.
Yeah. I think where they really lack is their secondary is
Yeah.
very bad going into this year.
Other than Kenny Moore.
Other than Kenny Moore, but they don't really have safeties and they don't really have
Yeah.
much help for Kenny Moore. But they're, DeForest Buckner's still there. Zaire Franklin is still there. I think your biggest loss, if you're a Colts fan, is no more Zach Moss, and I feel like that's going to get looked over.
Yes, but I think Trey Sermon's going to step up pretty well.
Trey Sermon will step up, and you also have Jonathan Taylor, who won't be suspended or whatever happened with
Well,
him
he was
last
in
year.
that holdout.
Okay.
And then he had the injury. It was super weird.
But I'm really excited for a full season of no drama. Jonathan Taylor, you got him locked up for 3 more years, I think is what it was. So,
I believe so.
Yeah, and he's one of the best. I feel like a
Yeah.
lot of people forgot about that
Yeah.
last year. He's crazy.
Yeah, and in his games, he was really good.
Yes.
Also,
for sure.
update, it's pouring rain outside.
Yeah, it is. The rats are in the ceiling.
If I had to guess, is it? Oh, yeah, pretty hard to see out that window, honestly. No window over there, Luke. Nope, just a black shade. I think actually the chimney is like right there.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so. Whatever, that's totally against the point. Yes, I do agree with some of the things you had about the Colts. I have a few more things to touch on when I get to them, but I'd like to talk about the Titans at 2 because I think
Yeah,
it is
for
a
sure.
bold take because they were really bad last year. I think they won 5 games.
Yeah.
They had a fucking hell of an offseason.
Ooh, did
Oh
they?
my God.
Yeah.
On the offensive side, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, and Tony Pollard. That's insane.
Yeah.
And they drafted J.C. Latham, which I thought was a fantastic
For
pick
sure,
to
yes.
address the offensive line quickly. Defensive side, you picked up L'Jarius Sneed. That was the only defensive move you really had to make because
Yeah.
you already locked up Jeffrey Simmons. So those two on the defense are huge. But also the draft pick of Devondre Sweat in the second round on the defensive line is phenomenal because it takes some pressure off of Jeffrey Simmons.
Yes.
Because you are going to have to worry about him.
For sure. Yeah.
God, it is pouring rain out there. It's so loud. All right.
I like it.
Next thing, they've still got D-Hop. So that's a plus.
He's still a dog. I
Yeah.
mean, he just hasn't had a quarterback really
Yeah.
ever.
But I would like to go out right now and say that I'm giving Will Levis a shot this year.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm also giving him a nickname.
Oh, God.
Third leg Levis.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Bro, how do you fumble Gia Duddy, bro?
I
Should have gotten drafted in the first round.
guess.
Now you got to go win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, now you have to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. But no, I don't really have anything else to add with the Titans except I'm also super excited about the moves that they made, and I
Yeah.
feel like they've. I know it sucks that Mike Vrabel isn't there through this change because I feel like he would have been a great leader on this team, but
Yep.
I don't feel like the Titans ever really have had like issues with coaching ever, like throughout their.
Well, they
Kinda
have an issue
franchise.
with winning.
Yeah. They do
That's
have an
a
issue with
problem.
winning, but I don't like Jeff Fisher was a well respected and a
Mhm.
decent coach, and I love Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
Who was there for a while, got him to a bunch of playoffs, AFC
Yeah.
Championship game, I
Yeah.
think, in the middle of that. So yeah, I'm high on the Titans, man. I'm ready
Yeah.
for him.
Okay. I have one more thing to talk about though with the Titans, and it's at head coach. I don't know if I'm totally sold on Brian Callahan. I wasn't sold on it when they first did it. I understand some of it, but there is some things that I like. So I like that Callahan inherits a quarterback that plays a similar style to Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all saying that Will Levis is anywhere close to Joe Burrow's level, but they play a similar style. They're both true pocket passers. They've got great arms. They can hit all three levels, and if they need to run, they can, and they're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And they're both like bigger guys, and it works that way. So I like that. I also love that he brought along Tyler Boyd.
Oh yeah.
That's huge. The fact that he came from the Bengals offense brings Tyler Boyd along with him
Yeah.
and immediately prioritized a really strong wide receiver room, which is what he had in Cincinnati.
All vets
Yeah.
as
But-
well for Will Levis.
Yeah, but the big thing that he did that he didn't have in Cincinnati was go at offensive line.
Yes.
He inherited Peter Skoronski, who was a fantastic player last year in his first year, and then went out and got J.C. Latham in the first round.
I couldn't have done it better.
Yeah, and then Tavondre Sweat on the defensive line helps you out a ton, but on the offensive side, there's so many big things that he not only inherited but made decisions on quickly
Yeah.
that I think are going to play his way. So I think I see the Titans as like a 10-11 win team.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that take. And also, with all the receivers that they've added, like Ridley and Boyd, you got to think Okonkwo could be set up for a more impressive
He
season
could,
as well.
There's so many guys on this team that I think it opens doors for
Yes.
with these other players here.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to talk about the Titans? I guess you didn't really have much to add about the Titans.
No,
You had
I
them in
finished.
third, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to talk about the Jags real quick.
Ugh.
I like the reset of the receiver room.
Mm-hmm.
I will
Me too.
definitely say that. I really like the reset of the receiver room. Brian Thomas Jr., I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think he's a fantasy football sleeper.
Yeah.
Big time. Because
Probably.
I think he really will be getting primary targets outside of maybe Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
Because who else is there? Gabe Davis?
that dude is going to be Brandon Marshall reincarnated. He is a giant.
I love Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, me too.
I'm also going to stamp a nickname real quick. I think just BTJ, just the initials.
BTJ.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's a solid nickname.
Well,
Or at least
BTJ.
something to refer to him as that
Yeah.
is quick. Quick.
Last college football season, he had like 19 touchdowns or something. Like
Oh,
that.
yeah. No,
18
he's
or
a
19
red zone
touchdowns.
dog.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge for Trevor Lawrence because
For
he's
sure.
had so many guys that are so good in open field.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, it's great, but you need a reliable touchdown guy, and Brian Thomas Jr. is that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
So I love that pick. Like I said, I think he's a fantasy football kind of pick.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to put up numbers. He's going to score touchdowns. Evan Ingram, of course. If you're playing in a PPR league, you got to get Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
Like he
for
is the
sure.
tight end to get probably because his reception numbers are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think they also, addressed paying Trevor, which I don't love the value, but I appreciate the fact that they paid him and went ahead and just locked that up.
Yeah.
I think the best thing they did this whole offseason was hire Ryan Nielsen as their defensive coordinator.
Okay.
I'm a little bit biased because he came from the Falcons, but all season I talked about how great this Falcons defense was and how much it had improved. Ryan Nielsen was the difference.
Yes.
Ryan Nielsen is what made that Falcons defense so goddamn good last year. And so takes that to the Jags where he has elite pass rushing from Josh Allen, who, by the way, Josh Allen now goes by Josh Hines Allen. I don't like that.
don't
He
like
shouldn't
it
have
either.
given up the name.
No.
You can't just let Josh Allen of the Bills have that.
Yeah. Because you're a dog too.
Yeah, he's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
And then also Ryan Nielsen gets
Oh.
Foye Oluokun and a couple other players here and there on that defense that are really good. So I think that might be the biggest factor for the Jags. But also putting them at third in this division doesn't mean they're going to be an a bad team. They could win 9 games and be third in this division.
The whole division could go over 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying the Jags are going to be bad. I'm just saying third place in this division might not be as bad as it sounds.
No, not at all.
All right.
Dark horse.
Well, I still have to talk about the Colts.
Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah.
We kind of moved out
made
of
it
order.
there.
Yeah, we moved out of order a little bit. So, yeah, the Colts, last place I have them. I think that they addressed the least needs out of all the teams here.
Yeah.
That's the way that I saw it. So they kind of lost some points for me. I think the best way that they could make a difference is a healthy Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
And also going out and actually trading for Brandon Ayuk because now he's requested a trade.
Yeah.
So if they can go out and get Brandon Ayuk, this is a brand new offense to me.
That would be kind of stupid.
Like you're hitting the reset button because right now it's great young quarterback that we haven't seen much of. Super talented running back, super talented wide receiver.
Yes.
When you've got 2 super talented wide receivers, the whole landscape of what you are capable of as an offense changes.
Eagles proved that.
Yeah. So many
Big time.
teams have proved it
Yeah.
over the years.
The 49ers.
Yeah, exactly.
With
Ayuk and Debo
Yeah.
proved that like it's a game changer to have 2 great wide receivers on your team.
For sure.
So if the Colts can go out and do that, that puts them in this conversation because that's something that the Jags don't have,
Exactly. Yeah.
but the Titans and the Texans both have on a similar level.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's tough, but the Colts, if they go out and get that Ayuk, like make that Ayuk move, I could see them being better than the Jags.
I hope the Steelers get there first.
Maybe.
They are in the conversation.
It's not raining anymore. Nice. All right.
And I
dark
actually still have the Jags to
Sorry.
talk about.
Go ahead.
I don't have a lot for Jacksonville. I think Trevon Walker is set up for a big year.
Agreed.
He's going into year 3, I believe, or maybe year 4. I think he'll do great, but I'm just I don't know. The Jags have let me down often, whether it's Trevor Lawrence getting hurt or just a really shoddy playoff performance, like when the Jags came back and beat Herbert.
Jags came back and beat the Chargers,
and then lost to the Chiefs.
They could have beaten the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They almost chose not to.
Yeah. I just feel like they've still had disappointing seasons, although they've been promising. But
Mhm.
I mean, they still got dogs. They still got Trevor Lawrence, who's locked up now.
I'm stupid. If you haven't realized, I haven't mentioned Travis Etienne. I'm not very high on him this year.
Yeah. That's going to be important for them to get him going early rather than later.
Definitely.
Sooner rather than later.
Definitely. He's like one. I don't know why. I'm just kind of getting a little done with him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. Maybe I've just waited too long.
Yeah.
But all right, dark horse. I think literally anybody in this division, I think could win.
Yeah.
But the primary, there's a reason both of us picked the Texans.
Yes.
Because they're clearly the one. But if we're looking at dark horses, anybody else here could do it.
Yeah.
I'm just so high on this conference based on what we saw last year and based on these offseason moves for these teams. I love what I've seen. I think the team with the least chance is the Colts. But like I said, if they make the right moves, they could still win 10 games, 11 games.
Yeah.
So 11 games can win you a division.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. Like the Texans could win fucking 13.
Yeah. I completely agree. I actually have the Colts as my dark horse. I think it could be anybody, but the Colts are my main one.
Yeah.
I just think, kind of like with what I said earlier, with them finishing second, they just have to stay healthy in all their pieces. They have the pieces to come together. Especially one that we didn't really mention, Leatu Latu. Is also on that team now as an edge. So, their defense just keeps getting better. DeForest Buckner and Zaire Franklin have more help now. I really, really like the Colts if Anthony Richardson is healthy.
Yeah, I agree. But that's kind of a tough thing because this offseason it seems like he's been a little bit limited. He's obviously coming off of a right shoulder injury, which is tough for a quarterback.
Yeah, the throwing arm.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see how that develops. I'm going to have to see a lot of Richardson in the preseason.
Yeah,
I think, at least. All right, well, let's talk Offensive Player of the Years because this one, last week I had like 5. This week, I think I have 10.
Yeah.
Maybe 11. I'm just going to start with the Texans, guys.
Okay.
C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, maybe Joe Mixon.
I actually had Tank Dell instead of Nico Collins.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really
I don't know if Tank Dell is going to get the love that he wants, or we think he will, just because Stephon Diggs is now in the
We'll
mix.
see. I think Tank Dell definitely deserves it.
I think so too. It's tough when you're coming back from an Achilles, also gunshot wound, which wasn't that big of a deal.
About that. And you added Stephon Diggs to your
and you added Stephon Diggs into this team, which like gives you an elite receiver on top of the elite receiver that you already had on your team.
Yeah.
But I respect Tank Dell. I don't know if coming back from this injury is going to serve him well.
Yeah, we'll see. Colts guys?
Richardson, Taylor, and I'm going to just go ahead and throw a conditional down on Brandon Ayuk.
I have Michael Pittman.
Yeah,
there.
He's like the only other one that I could go with, but I think if they got Ayuk, he would outshadow him.
Yeah,
for sure. I think Ayuk is maybe better than Michael Pittman.
For
we
the
just have to see it.
Titans, I actually only have Tony Pollard.
Oh, interesting. I have Levis and Hopkins.
Wow.
Yeah.
My reasoning for Tony Pollard is I just feel like he's set up to get the better stats out of those guys. Because what I'm thinking what's going to happen with the Titans is their receiving core, it's all kind of older guys like Tyler Boyd, Ridley and Hopkins. I can't see a lot of either one of those three being like a 10 reception per game kind of guy with like 100 yards. I think they're just all going to contribute. And
Hopkins
I don't know.
And he's still like Hopkins can still be a 10 reception guy.
I honestly don't know if he did it once last year.
I don't know if I think he did a couple times because there was not much else to go to.
Well, I remember the Falcons game being crazy for him, but he only had like the 3 touchdown catches.
Maybe it wasn't 10 receptions, but he definitely had his big games.
Yeah,
like,
that
he
is
definitely
true.
had the games where like he showed out because like then again with DeAndre Hopkins, he doesn't necessarily need 10 receptions to make a big splash in a game.
That is true.
Like 3 receptions could be 150 yards.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's tough with DeAndre Hopkins, but I'm choosing to believe in Will Levis, and if I believe in Levis, that means that DeAndre Hopkins is going to play well.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way I'm seeing it. And then I have Trevor Lawrence and potentially Brian Thomas Jr. I have to see how integrated he is into the offense.
I actually have Travis Etienne. I think
it's hard for me to take Etienne or Pollard just because like I've come to expect less from both of them.
Yeah, Pollard had a down year last year.
Yeah, and it really wasn't that bad. I think he still broke 1,000 rushing yards.
That is true.
But like,
I just like the running system that he's going into.
Yes, I agree. I think the system works better, but then again, you have to think about the fact that they just totally cleaned house.
Yeah.
And Derrick Henry's gone.
That is true.
So it's like, yes, the Titans that we knew last year had a good running system.
Yeah.
This is a completely different team now.
Yeah.
New head coach, new offensive coordinator, new running back, like all sorts of new players all across the field. So I don't know if we're really going to see that style.
Yeah. I think so. I also had Lawrence and Etienne.
Yep.
Well, you had
I had Brian Thomas.
But my only reasoning for Etienne is I feel like he can be really effective if, like I kind of said previously, they get him started earlier. Yeah. I just don't know if it's going to happen. I think he's in a good system. I just don't know if they're going to really use him like that.
I don't know. We'll see.
But yeah.
Okay.
That's my guys.
Defensive side, I've got 5 guys here.
Ooh, I got a couple.
Okay, I've got Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. for the Texans.
Okay, I also have Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson.
Okay.
And I think and Derek Stingley.
Okay, yeah, I was kind of on the edge with Stingley. I'm still not totally in yet on Stingley.
That's fair. I definitely get that.
I would like. I'm not. This is not for Defensive Player of the Year. Probably more of a surprise players thing to talk about. But I'm interested to see what Jeff Okudah brings to that defense.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm not, dude. I for some reason I was so obsessed with the cornerback position when I was younger, and this Jeff Okudah guy was coming out of Ohio State, and he was going to be like a 3rd, pick in the draft. Ended up being 4th, and I've been high on him ever since. I've just always wanted him to do good.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if he played
better
just
in
as
Atlanta.
just as good or worse as he was as a Falcon.
Yeah.
But he can do whatever he wants. I don't care. Josh Hines Allen, whatever, dude. It's Josh Allen. Obvious. I think he might be the favorite for this. I think this is the year where he's like a Defensive Player of the Year contender.
I like that. Yeah. I like that a lot.
You might as well. This is the year to step up for the Jags.
Yeah. Whole division's, competitive. So
yeah.
Got to make it count. But I have a Luakon in here as well. Got to shout out my man Luakon.
It's so tough for him.
The tackle monster.
I think the thing is it's like because he gets so many tackles, some people aren't big fans of him. I know that sounds crazy, but it's just because like he should just be better in coverage.
Yeah, that is true. Do you remember when we recorded during Oh, I forget who was playing. It may have been like the Seahawks and the Jaguars. It was like probably one of the first episodes I ever did, and Aluakon had that
no.
crazy
I don't
interception.
remember. I think I know what you're talking
It was a
about.
Thursday night.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. But if we're talking first episodes you were ever on, might I remind you that
It's been a minute.
this is episode 171, and you joined about 8 episodes into the podcast. So
That is true.
it's been a while.
All of that to say that Aluakon is he's not just a tackle monster. He's a
No, he
very
is a very good
athletic
player.
monster.
Yeah, he is. He is. I think people just don't. I wouldn't say underrate. People don't like the fact that he's not very good in coverage.
Only people from Georgia and Jacksonville know who Floyd Aluakon is.
Probably, yeah. Or you got to be an elite ball knowledge kind of person,
Yeah.
to know who he is. All right, Kenny Moore.
Oh, I did not have
Love
Moore.
Kenny Moore. Last year he was so good. I thought he maybe should have got more conversation as one of the top corners, but kind of got fucked over by Duran Bland. But Kenny Moore having I think he had 2 50-yard pick returns, one of them for a touchdown against the Panthers.
Damn.
That game was awesome.
Yeah.
And then I love Zaire Franklin. So
wow.
I put him
Okay.
here as well.
I like that. Also a tackle monster.
Yes.
Just to kind of finish out my list, I don't have much more. DeForest Buckner, Jeffrey Simmons, L'Jarius Sneed, and Josh Allen.
Yeah, those were Simmons, Sneed, and DeForest Buckner were all very close
Yeah.
on my list. I think it was just I think Buckner's maybe a little bit past his prime in my eyes.
Yeah.
I think kind of most of his time with the Colts has been past his prime.
Yeah.
I
I think it depends on Leatu Latu for me.
yeah,
how
if
DeForest
he can
Buckner
take some
can do.
pressure off of him, for sure. But
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be his day one impact. But yeah, I think with Simmons and L'Jarius Sneed, it's very interesting. You'll have to we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
Because Sneed we haven't seen years and years of dominance from, but last year was amazing.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey Simmons has been consistently good his whole career. Can he be great?
Yeah.
Is kind of what.
And
I'm
on top of
looking
that, I
for
feel
him.
like star cornerbacks, especially when they move teams, it can be very weird.
yeah,
like-
Stephon Gilmore.
Like Josh Norman, coming off of
Yeah.
a Super Bowl year with the Panthers, and then he gets signed to Washington, and then we just slowly forgot about him.
Yeah,
He fought with Odell, and then that
very
was it.
quickly. Forgot about
Yeah.
him.
I'll never forget fucking Josh Norman moving to that division, and there was one game where he was holding Odell.
Yeah.
Like he
I think
was
maybe
in his
the
arms.
Washington's just a place to go for your career to die. Because didn't Landon Collins do the same
Landon
thing?
Collins
He had
did go to
some really good
Washington, yeah.
years in New York, and then went to Washington.
Yeah.
Was so bad.
Adrian Peterson, one of the teams he
Yeah,
tiptoed into.
yeah. Deion Sanders.
Really?
Yeah, Deion Sanders played for the Washington.
Ethan, look up a picture of Deion Sanders in a
One
Washington
time they
jersey.
were
I
the-
almost said their old name. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, well,
Not gonna
there's
do
a
it.
hat in the corner of this room that has it. I have a picture of Ethan wearing it. It's a tough ass picture. It's my the profile picture on your contact photo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man.
it's a good one. Yeah, Deion Sanders, certified Washington football
Wow.
team commander. Or
For how long, Ethan?
that's a sick ass pic. Yeah, it does. It does give me kind of Florida State vibes, which I like.
Huh.
I like that a lot. But yeah, that was right at the end of his career.
Deion's such a goofy motherfucker.
Yeah, this is when Dan Snyder came in and decided to ruin the franchise.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, see? There's that fucking gross human being on the left there.
Do you think they could still be called their old name if it wasn't for Dan Snyder?
No, it's still a derogatory term.
Okay. But I wonder
Yeah.
if it would have been
Probably
if there would have been like a change.
If they were good, they'd probably get away with it. If they had a couple, if they had 8 Super Bowls as a franchise instead of, I think, 1 or 2,
Yeah.
they could get away with it.
Well, the Commanders is just much
Think
more
about
safer
the
anyway.
Blackhawks. Look at their logo.
That is true.
It's
That is
just
true.
as bad. Yeah, the Guardians got away with it for a while, but the problem is that they won. They were too good back in the day, and it kind of wore off. Everybody kind of forgot about Bob Feller, and they were like, "Wait, this is racist."
Oh man.
Yeah, if they didn't blow a 3-1 lead, they'd probably still be the Indians.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Crazy.
It's horrible.
Um,
Surprise players.
yeah, surprise. No, Rookie of the Year.
Oh. I guess we can do that first.
Yeah. Brian
I only have
Thomas
two.
Jr. I'm so high on Brian Thomas Jr. It's crazy.
Yeah. So a lot of my rookies ended up on the surprise players, so I didn't put them with my rookies. But the rookies that I think I don't think are going to get a lot of attention that I want to, Kamari Lassiter going to the Texans. He was pivotal in Georgia's defense in that secondary. I think he's going to be great. And then Leatu Latu. I haven't heard a lot about him, as far as since he's been drafted, but I think he's going to be great on the Colts.
I think it's a sign that you haven't heard a lot about him.
We'll
That's,
see.
I think, the problem.
We'll see.
But we'll see. Training camp starts next week, so
on paper was the best defensive edge in the draft.
Yeah, immediate impact he was. So my rookie of the year is literally just Brian Thomas Jr. and A.D. Mitchell. Maybe Kamari Lassiter if he can get playing time early. Otherwise, he'd be a surprise player of mine.
Yeah.
I think it's contingent on if Jeff Okudah is good. Because obviously Derek Stingley's going nowhere.
Yeah.
So if Jeff Okudah looks good, Kamari Lassiter probably won't get his shot all that much.
Yeah.
If Jeff Okudah is not great, or at least they give Kamari Lassiter the opportunity to compete with him, I think Kamari Lassiter could come out on top and be a defensive rookie of the year candidate in this division.
That's fair.
Surprise players, I think I went with some more fun picks maybe.
I think I did too.
Okay, I'm going to start with Jelani Woods, the tight end for the Colts.
Go ahead.
He's the first string tight end. I think last year we saw some promising stuff, but we didn't see a lot.
What team did you say?
The Colts.
No Mo Alley Cox?
Third string now.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Well, he's really just a blocking tight end.
That is true.
He's just my favorite player maybe ever for no reason.
Favorite football player ever.
I think he's my favorite football player because he played basketball at Virginia Commonwealth and didn't play college football because they don't have a football team.
And had a decent career.
Yeah, he's been pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Jelani Woods a lot. Last year he was 25 receptions on 40 targets, which isn't perfect, but it's also not a large sample size.
Yeah.
I think he's taken strides to get much better. He's a perfect tight end build, and I think that's the big reason. All this time during the draft process, we were like, why did they not take Brock Bowers?
Mm-hmm.
I think Jelani Woods is why. I think they really like what they've gotten.
Him.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Go ahead if you go.
Blitz Boy
Oh.
is in this division, and I don't even remember what team he plays for. I think it's the Titans. I'm pretty sure it's the Titans.
Fuck. Does he?
Yeah. Ethan, can you get a check on where Blitz Boy's playing at? I should have wrote his team name down. Totally forgot.
Please let Ethan know who Blitz Boy is.
Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams is Blitz Boy. That was his nickname with the Jets.
Yeah.
He's also irrelevant with the Seahawks. I think he was hurt the whole time. So it's probably a good reason why Ethan doesn't know who Blitz Boy is. Okay,
yeah. So, I like the experience that he has. He is still kind of a meme, but, he's still called Blitz Boy for a reason. He is good when he gets into the box.
Yeah.
I mean,
the problem about him being so good at blitzing is that he's a safety.
Yeah. I know. But, I mean,
that's the issue.
Hey, you never know. In nickel packages, when one of them safeties comes down, he could be useful. But, in coverage, he's abysmal. But I just wanted to shout him out.
Yeah.
He is my surprise player because I was surprised to see him here.
Yeah. Surprised he still plays football.
Yeah.
I've got another Colt.
Okay.
This time it's Kwity Paye.
Oh. Okay.
I really like Kwity Paye. And the fact that this defensive line just they keep adding talent to it.
Yep.
Keeps taking away pressure from Kwity Paye. I think he could have a really good year. Last year he was solid.
Yeah.
I think he had 5 sacks or something, maybe 5.5. Might have had more. I don't really know. Might have actually. I feel like it was somewhere in the around 8. I don't know, but I think Kwity Paye could have a really good year. Mainly just because, like you mentioned, Leatu Latu is there.
Yeah.
DeForest Buckner is there. This is a really good defensive line, and so they are going to need good edge rushing talent. And having Kwity Paye opposite Leatu Latu, I think, works out well in their favor.
Okay, yeah.
So I kind of think Kwity Paye will just kind of show up. Maybe 10 sacks this season would be really good for him.
Yeah,
I think.
I like that. I got another Titan for you since we're sticking with teams here.
I've got a Titan up next.
Give me Kenneth Murray, the old Chargers middle linebacker.
Interesting.
He really impressed me. He's one of those middle linebackers. It's kind of like a Ryan Shazier before, no legs happened.
And cheating.
Yes. That was fucked up, by the way, because his wife seemed really cool. Anyway, Kenneth Murray is just a very good east to west tackler, decent in coverage. He's kind of just an all around guy, and he's still like only in his either like third or second year in the league. So the Titans are getting, I would probably say, their new middle linebacker for probably a very long time.
Yeah.
He's going to be sick.
Yeah. Maybe he'll be as good as, who was it? Wesley Woodyard?
Yes, Wesley Woodyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still love that video of him picking up that Lions fan, that baby.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, it is
I
a
love
good
that
one.
video.
All right. Next one and final one is a Titan. It's T'Vondre Sweat. I wasn't ready to quite give him Rookie of the Year mentions because I don't know if he's really going to have that crazy of a season.
Yeah.
It's hard for a nose tackle to win, to be a defensive
that
player
is
of the year.
very, very true.
Or defensive Rookie of the Year even. So I like T'Vondre Sweat. Like, I literally think that he would come out and surprise people if he had 6 sacks this year.
Yeah.
Because it's a tough position to play. But when you have that much good pressure with Jeffrey Simmons next to you,
Yep.
With Sebastian Joseph Day, I think is now on this defensive line as kind of the end on the opposite side.
Yeah.
I think it looks great in my eyes. I'm going to fact check myself real quick on Sebastian Joseph Day. I think he's the one that they picked up, but I'm not quite sure. I could be misremembering that.
No, I love that take, though.
Yeah, Sebastian Joseph Day, because they run a 3-4, like a base 3-4.
Yeah.
So it'll be Sebastian Joseph Day and Jeffrey Simmons as the defensive ends, and then T'Vondre Sweat will be in between them.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's going to work well because you have to throw 2 people at Jeffrey Simmons. Like, pretty much for sure.
Especially in the run game.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. And then Sebastian Joseph Day is a veteran in the NFL and deserves his respect. He was very good with the Chargers as well.
Yeah.
So I think T'Vondre Sweat is in for like a really good rookie campaign. Probably won't win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think it won't be like Jalen Carter last year.
Yeah.
But he'll be really good.
I like that. Yeah, good take. One thing that I'm kind of worried about, though, now that you mentioned, is the base 3-4 that the Titans run. Kenneth Murray has always been in a 4-3, so he's the sole middle linebacker. And I always feel like in 3-4 formations, especially when you have a linebacker that's used to being on an island in the middle, coming to play with a second guy, I feel like it can get kind of weird.
I think that they luck out, though, because I don't know who's his kind of partner there in the
I don't know who their other middle linebacker is.
So it's Jack Gibbons and Kenneth Murray. Kenneth Murray plays right side inside linebacker, and then you're gonna have luckily I don't think they really they don't typically have like a big pass rush. This is very much a different look defense than what most defenses in the NFL have kind of moved to, which is big time pass rush, like 2 guys in the middle, 2 guys, obviously a 4-3.
Yeah.
But I think it works well for Kenneth Murray if he can just have his side and hold it down, because I think it can be overwhelming when you're the only middle linebacker.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. And they have good weak side and strong side linebackers that will deal with the pass rush and allow him to be kind of free flowing.
That is a good take. Another thing about Kenneth Murray, too, is he also, when he got drafted to the Chargers, he was number 9 as a middle linebacker. So he's already a demonic entity.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So.
Don't do that. You got to wear like 40.
So I have, I have a lot more surprise players than you did. So I'm just going to kind of run through these guys. So after Kenneth Murray, another Titan, I think Treylon Burks is also set up to be more successful this year if he can just stay on the field.
See, the problem is that I kept hearing that he's going to be on special teams.
Oh man,
because
he's too big.
I know, but
well, I mean,
they've got 3 wide receivers ahead of him.
That is true.
That's the problem. I think they need to trade him.
I think before he loses value, but I still think he could come in and be like a good deep threat guy when he's healthy. Yeah, especially with all that pressure.
Yeah, and there's always a chance somebody gets hurt and he gets to step up. So.
Yeah, maybe Okonkwo gets hurt and he's a tight end, but who knows?
He's a little too short, I think.
Treylon Burks is massive, not height wise, but he's like 240, like 6'2".
Yeah, no, he's big.
My next one on the list is another Titan. A lot of Titans on my surprise players is going to be Will Levis. I think he's going to turn a lot of heads this year, and we all know why. One that I already mentioned, Travon Walker. What did you just say?
Nothing.
Kind of like, never mind. I was going to say something that I was repeating a lot on last episode. I'm not going to say that anymore. Travon Walker, I think, is also set up for a good year. And then I have Brian Thomas Jr. and A.D. Mitchell, and that's because both of them, for me, the way that I was thinking of it is it would have been more impressive to be a surprise player than a rookie of the year, because the way I think a surprise player is like major impact
Yeah.
on the team.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I did have like guys like Treylon Burks on here, which kind of contradicts that. But anyway, I think
the way
Mitchell,
that I'm sorry to cut you off,
No,
but
you're
the
good.
way that I kind of frame surprise players for myself is just a guy that's like going to step up and exceed expectations, maybe get some mainstream attention.
Yeah.
Is the way that I see it.
Well, I think A.D. Mitchell and Brian Thomas Jr. are going to both be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. That's why they're both
For
in my
sure.
rookie of the year.
For sure.
Anything else you got?
Nope. That was it.
Okay. Well, then let's do a kind of quick wrap up for that division. So
10 out of 10 division.
I agree. Maybe we'll go like a 9 or an 8 because somebody could underperform for sure.
That is true.
Because like last year we were pretty
Jacksonville.
high on them. We were low on
Tennessee.
we were low on Tennessee last year, which was correct.
Yes.
But I
very
think
correct.
both of us were kind of high on the Jags. We were higher on the Texans,
Yeah.
but we were pretty high on the Jags. I think things could change.
Well, the Jags were 5-0 at one point, and then
That is
motherfuckers
true.
celebrated with the terrible towel, cost them their whole season.
That is very true. But yeah, like teams can always obviously underperform. So I think I'd probably, this if the AFC North is a 10 out of 10, the AFC South is an 8, I think.
Okay.
I don't know if everybody's going to win 11 games,
Yeah.
but it's going to be competitive. Like there's going to be a lot of split series between the teams in the division. And it's really
Oh.
going to come down to those out of division games that they have to play.
You saying the AFC North made me feel something.
Yeah, because it's going to happen next week. We're going to be talking
man.
AFC North next week, which is always an interesting topic because I've already kind of looked ahead. I haven't taken notes yet for it, but I've looked ahead. That division changed a lot.
Yeah.
Like, especially when it comes to like key positions on teams.
Yes.
Notably, one of them left to go here. And happens to play on a team that wears black and orange. And also, somebody joined them from this division, and it happens to be a team in Nashville, Tennessee.
Can I just say it?
What?
I can't believe Zach Moss is a Bengal. That's fucked. That's going to be a lot better than what people think,
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to talk about here because, obviously, there's a lot of things to talk about the AFC North because it's a fantastic division. So, make sure you come back next week for the AFC North preview, and then we'll have the AFC West, and then it's on to the NFC, and that means we're a month out.
Stay tuned to hear me gush over Zach Moss.
Gush
Next
is
week.
a crazy word. Yeah. Is it going to be more than gush?
Stay tuned to hear me ooh-woo over Zach
Oh,
Goss.
fuck.
on next
Okay, I'm not
episode.
going to be here. He's doing the podcast himself. All right.
That might be bad.
Let's talk about a different type of football.
Ah.
The European type.
And the South American.
Yeah, and the South American type, but it was played in America.
God, you really hate the Copa.
No, I don't. I don't. But we're starting with the Euros. I have glowing things to say about the Copa America, but we're not there yet. We're going to talk about the Euros first just because I got the chance to pay more attention to it.
Of course, yeah.
And it's more the players that I watch.
Yeah.
It's mainly the big thing with the Euros, just to go ahead and knock this out.
Yeah.
The main thing that I like about the Euros over the Copa America is that the Euros is more the players that I watch on a regular basis.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my
I mean, our
biggest-
favorite teams are in Europe, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get it.
Okay, Spain defeated England 2-1.
Yay.
I'm happy with it. I was rooting for Spain from the jump.
Yeah.
You can check me. We literally recorded a video during that Spain-Italy match, and I was rooting for Spain.
Yeah.
So don't even try me. Don't try and say I'm a bandwagon. I
Yeah.
wanted Spain to win from the jump. I had people at work asking me who I wanted. I said Spain. So at halftime, Rodriguez subbed out for an injury. I thought it was over. I really did. I thought things would totally swing England's way, and it didn't because literally they come out of the half, they sub out Rodri for the injury in the 46th minute, which kind of sucks. And then in the 47th minute, Lamine Yamal sets up Nico Williams, scores the go-ahead goal. So that was huge. Momentum swing straight out of the half, 2 minutes in, like that's big. Cole Palmer scored a fantastic goal later.
Oh, yeah.
Off the assist from Jude Bellingham. It was
He only had a couple minutes on the pitch, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really didn't get all that much time.
No.
But
Or no,
Spain,
he got subbed in pretty early in that
Palmer,
second
I
half,
think he
didn't
came in the 70th.
And then he scored like 70.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, so
around
pretty
there.
early. Okay.
But
okay. Sorry.
and then Mikel Oyarzabal gets the assist. Mikel Oyarzabal scores the game winner in the 89th on the assist from Cucurella, and Spain win Euro 2024.
Yeah.
I would like to give my biggest of shout-outs for this tournament to Luis de la Fuente, the manager for Spain. I think over everything, he was so like leaps and bounds the best manager in this tournament.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that.
And it's not even really just about tactics, because obviously this new look style that Spain is playing from what we're used to is
dominant.
So crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to see that, like, back in the day they were winning Euros by like playing tiki-taka, like super slow, passing all around, and like just moving up the field naturally, and then like David Villa would score a tap in.
Yeah.
Now it's like high-flying young players, like super fast pace. You know, it kind of all flows through like these, you know, Cucurella and Carvajal really both playing like inverted fullback, crazy midfield talent.
Everybody's
Fabian Ruiz, Fabian Ruiz and Rodri are literally covering the entire field.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Dani Olmo is just like orchestrating plays from the midfield. Like, it's crazy what they were able to do.
Yeah.
Because it's like so different than you just have Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams like standing at the corner flag just waiting for the ball.
And through it all, like they still have like that tiki-taka, just kind of wait.
They have the ability to like hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
Is kind of what they do.
Yeah. And hurry up and wait.
Yeah, no, that's a term.
Okay.
Hurry up and wait.
Jumbo shrimp. Oxymoron.
Yes, it is. But no, hurry up and wait is like a term meaning like, you know, you do all this work to stop.
And I would say that describes Spain perfectly.
Where it's like, you know, Rodri goes, and like I kind of talked about this a little bit on Wednesday's video, which if you haven't watched, I put out a team of the summer, which is my best 11 from both the Euros and Copa put together. Spoiler alert, all the European players were Spanish, and I didn't realize that until I was done.
You snubbed N'Golo Conte.
I did. I was too high on Dani Olmo, or I would have put in N'Golo.
Not even an honorable mention.
No.
Man.
The problem was he was coming off the bench too much.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, back to what we were saying. Like, Rodri will, you know, make this crazy interception like quickly off of a counterattack, and then like they could pass it around for a second, and like they let everything build up in front of them. Yeah, which is like phenomenal. I really don't know how they do it, but
shout out Morata not being completely like shit.
Yeah, no, he earned himself a transfer most likely to I think AC Milan. Yes, is what I'm hearing. Yeah. But it just kind of seemed like throughout this tournament, De La Fuente was like the antithesis of what we were talking about with Gareth Southgate, where like Southgate was like, why the fuck has he not made a substitution yet? Why the fuck did he sub this guy in? Why did he move this guy here? It seemed like every single time De La Fuente made a change, it was the right one. Like, including Rodri for Zubamendi. When Rodri went out, like, pretty defensive-minded midfielder to replace Rodri works really well, because then you can still let like your midfielders get up the field and play like however they need to, and just kind of replace what Rodri was doing. And then like just a number of different moves that he made, like bringing in Oyarzabal in like the 83rd minute. 6 minutes later, he comes in and like he scores. Yeah, it's like these different moves that like end up paying off so well. Like the fact that he took Lamine Yamal off the field was surprising. Yeah, right. But it's like, you know what? It worked. so you can't really call him out for it. But it just seemed like game after game, it was that. It was like I'd go back and look at it and I'd be like, oh, like that change that he made in the 61st, like that was a big deal. Yeah. So I gotta give my shout out to Luis de la Fuente, because that was a masterclass. Yeah.
Also, like even from the group stages, like just blowing through Croatia. Yeah. Just they had it the whole time. I knew it. Yeah. Surprised about Germany though. But who knocked him out?
That's true.
So
that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was super happy with Spain. Obviously, Rodri wins player of the tournament. Yamal was young player of the tournament. Yeah. Duh.
Ben Chilwell is shivering his timbers right now with Cucurella.
Yeah.
And so is Ian Maatsen, but probably not.
Probably not. Yeah. Overall, I think the Euros in general were pretty entertaining. I wouldn't say it was like the best. Like there wasn't like crazy ass storylines other than Spain and England.
Also, not really a big goal scorer.
No. The leading goal scorers was like a 5-way tie with 3. Yeah. There was 11 own goals.
And the dominant own goal, yeah.
Yeah, I think there was 9 disallowed goals.
God. Crazy. And a fuck ton of yellow cards.
Yes, and a lot of yellow cards and a lot of double yellow card suspensions.
Yeah.
which not
Boo.
happy with, but we already talked about that. All right, let's talk a little bit of Copa America then. There's not all that much else to talk about with the Euros.
Go ahead and say you're sorry for missing all the group stage.
I am.
Just the
I am. So
knockouts.
Argentina defeated Colombia 1-0.
Ooh.
I loved every part of this game that I watched.
And it was a 1-0. Or,
Yeah.
1-0.
1-0 in the 112th minute.
Yeah.
The game-winning goal was scored. I didn't get to watch the whole thing because we literally we started recording at 7:30 and it got pushed back to 9 o'clock. And literally we wrapped up and I was trying to get the edit started and then I put it on.
Yeah.
And I was kind of well into the first half, I think, is when I started watching it.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed every second of it. It was really good. I think what happened was the other games that I had tuned into with Copa America weren't evenly matched.
Yeah.
I kept
fair.
seeing 3-0 blowouts. And it was okay, well, this isn't fun. These two teams were well matched.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, at least. It seemed like it was the best matchup of the tournament that I had witnessed.
Yeah. I probably would disagree.
Okay.
But this definitely was top 3
Okay.
for the tournament
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Messi injury was definitely scary because it was non-contact.
Yeah.
The second it happened, I was nobody touched him. He was just running and turning, and that could end very badly.
Yeah.
The fact, honestly, anytime I see a non-contact injury, I just assume that it's an Achilles because I live witnessed Kevin Durant tear his Achilles in that finals against the Raptors, and seeing them constantly replay where you just see it snap and there's just a wave go up his calf.
Yeah.
I'm scarred for life.
Gary Greenlaw in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
You could definitely
We
see where that one
certainly
top 2.
saw that one live too.
Yeah. A lot of people did.
Yeah. So I was scared it was an Achilles. Turns out it's a ligament injury in his ankle.
Yeah.
Ethan, pull up the picture of the swelling of his ankle.
Yeah.
It is jarring.
I mean, shit, I would have told him, get back on the field. You don't even run.
Dude, it looked like he had a softball in his ankle. It's crazy. And seeing him crying his eyes out for 10 minutes. They
Yeah.
kept taking the camera back to him. He was just
Really?
crying on the bench. Yeah, dude, look at that.
Oh, man.
Here, go to the one in the middle from the game. What?
Yeah.
No, that's not it. It's that.
The
no,
one from
go back
Reddit.
up. Go
3
back up
days
in
ago.
the middle of the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That's brutal.
Even the top of his foot, too. You
Yeah.
can tell.
Yeah. No, there's so much swelling.
It's like a mountain.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's higher than his damn Adidas slide on the other foot.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's crazy.
Yeah. Poor Messi, man.
Yeah.
I didn't even see any of the videos of him crying or anything.
Oh, yeah,
Once
dude.
again, I was off the grid.
Yeah. No, he was just bawling his eyes out on the bench, just because, and I think part of it probably because this very well could be his last major tournament with Argentina.
Yeah.
Not gonna. I would love to see him play in the World Cup in 2026.
Mm.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. That's in America, right? 2026.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah.
Gonna have to take that one out to take the real camera out to the bins.
Maybe.
Catch a game.
Might have to. And then I think 2028 Olympics, Los Angeles. That's gonna be cool. Weird thing about that Olympics, they don't have any regulation softball fields in the Los Angeles area, so they're just gonna play them in Oklahoma City. Yeah. That's true.
A lot
There's
of
good
flat
luck for the
land.
Americans in Oklahoma City, which is fair.
They should have it all at the Field of Dreams. Field.
The
whole
let's go to the
Olympics.
Iowa Olympics.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the 2032 Iowa Olympics. Yeah, the Sioux City Olympics. Jesus, I'd
Man.
rather not. Yeah. So Messi injury, obviously I hated that. I'd love
So-
to see him play in the American World Cup,
Yeah.
but there's no telling. He could
That is true.
He could just be sitting in the owner's box for Inter Miami by then.
How was the physicality
It was great.
for the first
It
time?
was,
Yeah.
and I think what I liked the most was the fact that James Rodriguez was so good.
Oh, dude.
It was not. That was a breath of fresh air to see
Yeah.
James Rodriguez playing like he used to.
And the defense he plays for Colombia
Yeah.
is impressive.
Yeah, he truly plays center mid.
Yeah.
He's not an attacking midfielder with them.
Not
And
at
in
all.
this game, he was playing right wing. I saw him on in left center mid position half the game.
Yeah.
He was all over the
All
place,
over.
which I can definitely respect. And then like he gets subbed out late in the game for Juan Quintero, who I totally forgot about. Like I forgot he existed.
Wasn't he a Porto player?
Yeah, he spent 6 years at Porto from 2013 to 2019. I certainly remember his time there, but he spent the rest of his career in South America. I think right now he plays in Colombia. But like,
I thought you were gonna say Saudi Arabia.
no, he provided so much energy, just like James does.
Oh yeah,
like when he came in for James, like he brought the energy up as well.
for sure.
So I really liked seeing Juan Quintero come out on the field, and then of course Lautaro Martinez just
Clutch.
constantly coming off the bench. I think he scored 5 goals. I think 3 of them off the bench.
Yeah.
In this tournament, like it was absolutely ridiculous. And like though he couldn't stay starting, he was amazing.
Yeah.
And-
In the couple games of Colombia that Dad and I watched, I wanted to know if you noticed James Rodriguez's loud ass New Balance cleats.
No,
No, he's
I
like the
did
only
not.
player in the tournament, just a giant NB
Oh,
on the side of his shoe, and Dad and I thought it was funny because
that
it's
is
just like
interesting.
it's
Yeah,
just
I didn't
New
really
Balance.
notice. Yeah, not a lot of people wear New Balance cleats. that I can
Indrick
think of.
Has
Does
a
he?
New Balance commercial,
Interesting.
like Shohei's.
Huh.
Yeah,
Very cool.
and he's what, 12?
I think he's 8, 17.
17, yeah.
James, obviously one player of the tournament.
Good.
He had 6 assists, which set the Copa America single tournament record.
And he did it so old, too.
Yeah, he's like 38,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Also, would love to give a shout out to Rodrigo de Paul.
Yes.
He was the most consistent player, maybe in this entire tournament. Like
he just runs the whole game.
and yeah, he just I don't know if he didn't play the full 90 in any games. Like
Yeah.
he literally is insane. Like it was like make a tackle down here where like the right back should have made the tackle,
Yeah.
and then make the forward pass, and then be up to get the fucking through ball. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, what is this guy doing? He was everywhere, making every tackle
Yeah.
flawlessly.
And that's why Messi can walk around.
Yeah, that is true because Rodrigo de Paul holds down that right side
Yeah.
of the field.
I also thought Enzo was pretty underrated at this tournament. I liked
was good.
Liked what I saw from Enzo.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit overshadowed in the center in the
In
midfield.
the role, yeah.
Yeah. And I
Messi
think
stole a goal from him earlier in the tournament.
he did. He did. Yeah, I think Enzo just I think he understands that like he's not the star for Argentina.
Yeah. Yeah, but he fills his role.
Yeah, he plays his
nicely.
role, and I think he does it well.
Yeah.
And I think I can appreciate that for kind of everybody on that Argentina
Oh, for
team.
sure. Yeah.
They just play through Messi. But when Messi went out, they were playing for him.
Yes.
It was very clear, and I definitely respect that. And like Emiliano Martinez, we talked about this, I think, recently, that he's not like he's good for Aston Villa, and he is great for Argentina.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this was.
Yeah.
This tournament, he gave up 1 goal in the entire tournament,
Yep.
and in that game, they went to penalties, and he saved 2 penalties for them to win 4-2 on pens. Like this guy's a fucking dog.
The Ochoa regen.
Yeah, he really is. Like it's crazy how good Emiliano Martinez is when he's in that Argentina jersey.
For sure. And the rest of that defense was just as amazing. Too.
Yeah.
They were great.
Yeah, like I had talked about, like I love the fullbacks, Molina,
Yeah.
Tagliafico, a number of other ones that I didn't even. I can't even remember.
It was really just cool for me to see Argentina kind of be a defensive team for a tournament. That was nice. They defended well.
Yeah, I kind of talked about that in the video on Wednesday, where it was like it really caught me by surprise to not see Argentina just firing on all cylinders on offense.
Yeah.
But to see how the defense stepped up, and I kind of mainly hit this with Emiliano Martinez, is like that was impressive to see from them, because Argentina's not particularly known as like a defensive team, but with Romero and Lautaro Martinez in that defense, or not Lautaro Martinez, Lisandro.
Yeah, Lisandro.
yes.
Was he hurt though in the tournament?
No, he was playing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
But those two together, like there was this moment where, they both like literally like threw a leg out to stop a shot,
Yeah.
and it hit off of one of their legs, and like they hit each other
Yeah.
because it was just like, and like it was a perfect center back duo. Like you could tell they were on the same page
Yeah,
here. Like
yeah.
they started out here. I can't remember who like kind of came into the middle for Colombia. It might have been James, or maybe Luis Diaz, but they like you see them both close at the same time and like stick their leg out at the same time and literally like collide with each other to stop the ball.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Awesome. You actually just reminded me. Luis Diaz also had a very sick tournament.
He
for
did.
Colombia.
He did have a
was
really
nice.
good one.
Yeah.
Let me see who it was at fullback that I was thinking. Oh, Montiel, super good. But Gonzalo Montiel from Sevilla. They didn't have
had a nice tournament.
Yes, he did. I think he could be moving up from Leon very soon, even though he's already 31. Nahuel Molina from Atletico Madrid was great as well when he came in. I absolutely loved. Lautaro Martinez came in the 97th. I think I had said he came in earlier than that. Otamendi even got some minutes right there at the end, which was cool to see. I think they subbed him out for like Enzo. and just went into a 5 at the back at the end of the game. But yeah, it was just actually no, sorry, they subbed out Otamendi for Di Maria. Just like shifted the entire. They totally changed the tactics once they scored that goal. Like, it was ridiculous. Also, shout out Di Maria, his final match for Argentina.
God,
riding
I'm
off
sad
into the
about
sunset.
him. He honestly was very good for a very long time.
He was,
except for that weird era of Manchester United.
Yeah,
what a
that
bizarre
was a weird time.
point in his career.
Yeah, doesn't that just kind of happen to everyone though?
Yeah, everybody that moved to United during
James
that time.
Rodriguez, like who we were just talking about, did the same thing.
Yeah,
Radamel Falcao.
Oh, he was fucking brutal.
So many horror stories.
Yes.
Alexis Sanchez, or did he start at Arsenal and then he went to Manchester United and was bad at both? Or no, he was good for one of them.
Good for Arsenal.
Yeah, good for Arsenal, bad for Man U.
Yeah. Lukaku.
Yeah.
Zlatan.
Yeah. I was kind of sticking. I was sticking with South Americans only.
Oh. Even
just only South Americans, it's that way.
Yeah.
Casemiro. We'll just go ahead and call that shot.
Yeah. European, but Schweinsteiger. Have you heard the stories about how Mourinho treated him?
Oh my God, I forgot Bastian Schweinsteiger played there.
Yeah, he wasn't even allowed in the men's locker room, or the first team locker room.
Wow.
Yeah, he had to go train with the U17.
That's crazy because he was a year removed from a World Cup.
Yeah.
And then he went to Chicago Fire.
Yes, and I got to see him play live.
God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What is he up to now? Ethan, can you pull up Bastian Schweinsteiger? Good luck. I can spell the first name. Bastian.
And then it's going to be SCHW.
Yeah, I was about to say, it should be the first Bastion out there.
Yeah.
What's he up to? He looks good. Former tennis number 1. Oh, okay. I was trying to read a headline. It's all good. No. Oh, okay. He's been married to Anna Ivanovic for 8 years. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Elite tennis player. Yo, what is he up to? Announced his retirement in 2019. Live broadcasts? Oh, okay. So he must have been a part of some coverage for the 2022 World Cup. Interesting. I had no idea. Cool. Yeah. I like Bastian Schweinsteiger.
He's sick.
Well, what's his personal life looking like? Talented ski racer. Pretty cool.
Wow.
Oh, he's having his 3rd child. Or he already did. They're expecting in February of 23, so they obviously already had it.
Yeah.
I hope. All right. Cool.
Yeah,
shout out
great.
Bastian Schweinsteiger. Forgot he
Awesome.
existed. And let alone played for Manchester United.
Yeah.
What a weird time. All right. I think that's the end of soccer.
Questions time?
I think it's questions time.
Oh, let's do it. I gotta pee. I gotta pee.
But did Nathan get questions in? Okay, good.
Clutch.
Good. Shout out Nathan.
Came in as the closer for this
I
one.
don't have to punish him on
They're
those
all
episodes.
just
Boring?
No, they're just
Okay.
fun.
Okay, fun questions. That's fine.
Yeah.
Fun Friday.
All
Hit
right,
me.
first one. If you could be in any TV show or movie, which one would you want to be in and why?
Ooh.
Okay.
Saturday
Let me go
Night
ahead.
Live.
That's like that feels weird. That feels like that feels like the Truman Show. Being in Saturday Night Live is weird.
I feel like a live show doesn't count.
Yeah, I feel like live shows don't make
Okay,
sense.
okay,
Let me go
okay.
ahead and answer for Colin because This is the only TV show he's even mentioned on the podcast. And
Suits.
months is Suits. So Colin would have said Suits.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to think. I wish I could just go with like a docu-series.
Champion Sprint.
Yeah.
Colin, I
Can I be
did
in Hard
say
Knocks?
that you could kill the Star Spangled Banner at an All-Star game, but Suits is the worst fucking show.
It's
I
not
hate
the
it.
worst show.
I
I
watched,
watched
like,
it. I
4.
think
I
it's
can't
good.
stand
And
it.
I just
I watched the entire thing. I think it's good.
1 out of 10.
Rate it 1 through
Yeah.
10. 7. 6, 7.
Okay.
I think it's good enough to watch.
Maybe I'll try it.
I think
Maybe I'll try
I think
it.
you
I-
need to go into it not thinking like, oh, like they're gonna do this every episode. Like you have to understand that like there is new storylines as you go on, and things change. It's just I think for the first the first 4 seasons there was like a formula to it, and then they start like things change a lot
Yeah.
after that.
Fair.
You have to go into it with an open mind. You can't take predetermined notions.
So
Into
what's y'all's
Suits.
answer?
I don't know. I don't watch a ton of TV. The Sopranos. I just want to eat a lot of Italian meats. I gotta be honest.
Oh man. Family Guy.
Family Guy is
Let me
goated.
voice
yeah,
a
dude. I just
character
want
in
to be.
Family Guy.
I just want to be an extra in the clam.
Yeah.
You want to watch Joe and the guys?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch all the boys get drunk.
Take a ride in the wheelchair with Joe.
Just hang out in Quahog. I'd probably work at Mort's Pharmacy as the second Jew in town. Also, The Simpsons. I just want to try the donut.
Yeah, you can do that at Universal.
It's not the same. Duh.
My bad.
But
You see people eating those things in 2 bites, like Homer Simpson.
No, because they make them like a cake.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I want to see you do it in 2 bites. Like that one guy on
weird.
pause.
Like that one guy on TikTok.
Oh yeah, the guy with the cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And spam.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, he does a whole lot of stuff. He just eats things in 1 bite, but it'll be like a whole thing of cheese.
He's like over under 1.5 bites.
Yeah,
It's like
always.
a block of cheese.
How is he not choked and died yet?
He does. He hasn't
joked,
died.
but-
Oh man.
All right. So yeah, I love the Family Guy answer. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think The Sopranos for me, just literally because I want to just like be the guy in the deli.
No.
Or the well, no, I don't. I don't want to be that guy.
No, because
Fork
one that has to chop
Grayson
up
biting the curb in 4K.
oh.
he's the one that has to chop up the people.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Or they use.
I
his
haven't
sword.
watched
They use
The
his sword to chop up people. Yeah.
I'd like to be in
Adriana.
Ballers.
That was my.
I haven't watched it.
Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I literally don't watch any TV unless it's a docu-series about sports.
I've only watched The Sopranos for like the last 6 months. That's the only one I've watched, and I watched.
Yeah,
it,
I started
once a
Game of
week.
Thrones. I watched the first 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. I watched 3 seasons of Breaking Bad. I don't want to be in either of those. All right. Next question. That was a good question, though.
What's a food combination that is relatively normal but you hate the idea? Example: fries and a milkshake.
That one's a good one.
Mm.
I love that.
Damn. Like, I feel like there's a lot of things because you could just pick, like, I don't like this food.
Oh, I have such a good one.
Okay.
I think gravy is for mashed potatoes that are shitty. If the mashed potatoes are good,
Yes,
never
that's
put fucking
facts.
gravy
Yeah,
on
That
there.
is facts.
Don't even taste like mashed potatoes anymore at
No,
that point.
I 100% agree
That's
with you.
just a
I'm not
vegetable
even a
gravy.
gravy guy in
No.
general, but
Yeah.
the thing is that I hate bad mashed potatoes, so that would probably explain why.
yeah,
So they don't have gravy.
yeah.
I love good mashed potatoes. It's a game changer.
I
All
have
you
another
need is
weird
butter.
one.
Oh, please. I
Don't-
don't even think I can think of one.
I do not like ketchup that much on my hamburgers. I'm only mustard.
Yeah, I'm also an only mustard guy on
Yeah.
everything. I just
And
also
hot
don't
dogs
really
too?
like ketchup. Yeah,
Yeah,
o-
same.
only mustard.
Same.
Primarily, I'd go for a spicy mustard on a dog. If it's
Ooh,
a
like
sausage,
Dijon?
yeah, if it's
Ooh.
sausage for sure, going for some kind of stone ground Dijon, anything like that.
Yeah,
Also, don't sleep on honey mustard.
yeah.
Honey
Don't sleep
mustard
on
is
honey
a
mustard.
valid condiment,
Especially
not a dipping sauce.
Spicy honey mustard. Ooh.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't like sauerkraut, so like sauerkraut on anything.
Coleslaw.
Yeah, like there's so many things that like
Liver
I
and
don't.
onions.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's commonly accepted. I don't like it.
I don't
Yeah.
like any.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't even know. Like, there's foods I don't like, but like I don't combine them with things. Like I
Yeah.
can't think of, like, yeah, I don't like ketchup, so I don't
Uh,
like ketchup on anything.
I don't like ranch and chicken tenders. Ranch is strictly
Oh, I hate
salad.
ranch and pizza.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ranch
ranch
and
on pizza.
ranch
That
and pizza.
sucks. That's some bullshit that you
That's-
weird people created
Dude.
in a lunchroom, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden everybody's like, "You gotta put ranch on
Pizza's
pizza."
so
No, you
good.
gotta buy better pizza.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to a pizza?
Yeah.
Ranch is only acceptable on salads, wings.
Nah,
And, like,
blue
I'm more of a blue
cheese.
cheese
Yeah,
guy.
blue cheese.
Blue
Yeah.
cheese 10
Like,
times better.
it
Even on a
depends-
salad, it's better.
It depends on the place. Sometimes
Bro.
there's a really good ranch, and I'll take
Bro,
that over a blue
Taco
cheese.
Mac blue cheese with Taco Mac fries is
yeah.
the best.
Let me
The
take it a step
best.
further. Wingstop blue cheese with Wingstop
But
I've
the thing
never
is,
tried that.
Wingstop's ranches.
Wingstop does
really
have good ranch.
Yeah.
But I'm not as much of a ranch guy as a blue cheese guy.
Mm.
It just depends on
Same.
the place.
Okay.
Next question.
Next.
All right.
Also, wings and vegetables. Fuck the
Oh
vegetables.
yeah, yeah. Fuck
I
yeah.
did like
those
it if
the
I'm-
fuck out of here, dude.
It's just to waste time if I need to take a break while I'm just down on
Yeah.
wings.
Yeah.
Whoever said, "Oh my God, my wings are here, celery and carrots,"
Dude,
fuck yourself.
But also the fact that like you would eat like 10 wings and be like,
Man, I could really.
I
for
could really go
celery.
some carrots
Said
and celery.
nobody ever.
You're like, yeah, dude, I've got all this chicken stuck in my teeth. Let me add celery fibers to that. No, fuck off. All right, continue.
What are the top 3 most overrated things? That's so broad.
That is so broad. Yeah. I feel like this is probably something that we did in the past for top 3, bottom 3.
Just
Top 3, bottom
things.
3 overrated things.
Kylian Mbappe after this Euros.
Okay.
Overrated
that's, That's like super weird. That's a mind fuck. to,
Yeah.
to call him overrated, but in the future.
That's what the question led me to.
I
Poor
guess.
question.
Yeah.
Pass.
You have 2 more, so.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds.
He's not overrated.
No.
I'm trying to think of this not in sports terms because I think there's
Yeah.
other things outside of sports that are overrated.
There's a lot of things.
I have like a low key pick.
Okay, yeah.
General Hospital. Why
Like
do
the
they
TV
still
like
have
soap
new
operas
episodes?
in general?
Yeah,
I think
soap
are
operas just
overrated.
Well, some of them are much better than others, though. And General
Yeah.
Hospital, though, is like the god of them.
I think it's just
Yeah,
a
it
little
is.
popular.
Oh, in Days of Our Lives, is that the
Yeah.
other
I've
one?
never heard of that one.
Oh, really?
I've heard
That's the
of
big
that
one.
That's
yeah.
Those are like the 2.
Yeah, General Hospital and Days of anything that looks like it's shot that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're all
single
shot
cam.
in they're all single cam, like very particularly shot. Like Grey's Anatomy is just
Yeah,
better.
but that's multicam.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Grey's Anatomy is just a
It's the production
better
quality is
version.
better.
yeah.
What about overrated artists in music right now?
I think Taylor Swift's kind of overrated.
Yeah.
But that's not like a hot take. Like any guy that you ask would say that.
Yeah.
Very true.
Drake.
Yeah.
Say it.
Drake is overrated now.
Yeah.
I think back in the day he was actually as good as people would say.
I would
Yeah.
Now he
say
doesn't make as good of music.
Playboy Cardi.
No.
Nah, wrong.
Y'all are
you got a certified fan. Yeah.
I'm a bear.
Ethan listens to fucking
I
No.
listen
Suicide.
What?
Homicide Bino.
Sorry.
I'm not a suicide voice, man.
Sorry, Homicide Bino.
I
My
know.
bad. Okay.
I just think it's funny.
it is funny.
Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely.
I
Doesn't
can
matter
give
what
on
they
Ken
did.
Carson. I like Ken Carson.
Yeah. I don't care what they did, but
That sounds bad.
really just
Damn.
alone.
Yeah, dude. I think O.J. Simpson's overrated. I don't like.
Great
Okay.
football player.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
great football player.
King Vaughn is just misunderstood.
He's overrated.
Also serial.
So is
killer.
Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke was overrated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I wasn't a fan.
Nipsey Hussle though, actually
Really?
very good.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
about to.
I was about to say that
You
Nipsey
were
was
about to have
overrated.
the
I was like,
whole-
dude,
No,
what the fuck is
Nipsey-
wrong with you? I was about to edit that out.
I had never I had never heard of him until he died, which was
Really?
crazy, yeah. And I
He
listened
was
to him and
probably
I
like
was
some
like,
freshman.
wow.
Class with, or he was with Kendrick.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was in the Kendrick class. I think Future was as well.
Yeah. It was-
Damn.
that one
What a
also
class.
was
Yeah.
really stacked.
Underrated. 2016 XXL freshman.
Not underrated.
Ty Dolla $ign.
As properly rated as possible.
Nah, underrated. It's better than people think. It's worth watching daily.
Oh man.
Also, the brain rot one.
The Brandon one is so annoying.
It's fun.
What else is
Pepsi.
we have not said a top 3, but yeah, Pepsi's overrated.
Yeah.
for
We're
sure.
just listing overrated things. Not
Yeah.
3.
Which is
I
kind
think
of
that's almost better.
yeah. Bud Light is overrated.
Yeah.
I think flavor, like genuinely just straight up flavor, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's just how I see it. No political undertones for that. Nah, I can't think of anything else.
No.
All right, next.
Luke, you have to steal a base on someone. Do you slide feet first or head first? Grayson, just shut up.
Head first.
There's a Mythbusters episode about this.
I would slide head first.
Okay, good.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I could lunge better than I
Yeah.
could like.
Because you can dive.
Sliding actually seems a lot harder to me than it actually looks.
Sliding feet first is very difficult.
Yeah.
That's why nobody does it.
Yeah.
Sliding head first is way easier because all your momentum's already going forward, and then you
Yeah.
just dive.
Yeah,
And then you
forward.
also
Yeah.
jump.
You can
Yeah, and you
stretch.
and you can like move your arms however you need. You can't really like move your
Move your
legs
legs.
like
Yeah.
that.
Unless you're Trey Turner.
Yeah.
Fucking
Also, if you're stealing on anybody, you better hope John Lester's pitching.
R.A. Dickey.
Yeah, maybe. What else we got?
What was your favorite holiday as a kid versus now?
Favorite holiday as a kid was
Christmas.
Christmas,
probably.
I guess.
Favorite holiday
Now.
now?
But for us, it was always split. It was like part of it was Hanukkah, part of it was Christmas. So it was like we always did stuff for Hanukkah, but also for Christmas with my dad's side of the family, and then my mom's side of the family was just Christmas.
Yeah.
So I think just like that all blended
we had
together.
a
for me.
menagerie of December.
Yeah, we just have a really busy December.
Christmas and now Thanksgiving.
Now I do like Thanksgiving because of football.
Yeah.
Football and food.
But our Thanksgiving's been so hectic because
Yeah.
it's like
It's
we
always
gotta do it with this
2.
side of the family, and then you
Yeah.
gotta do it with that side of the family, and it's like an all-day event,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. And like I don't get the chance to cook. I would like to cook, but I don't
Yeah.
get the chance because we're all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't really have a
What was this?
favorite holiday.
Overrated
My
holidays.
favorite holiday is fucking week 1 of college football. There you go. That's my favorite holiday.
All right, I'll pose you this. Overrated holidays.
Oh, overrated holidays. Halloween is overrated.
Once you're not 12.
Yeah. Once I can go to the store and buy my own fucking candy, why would I get 9 fucking dots in a row when I could just go
Whoa.
shut up. Dude, I'm slandering dots all I want.
I love dots.
Fucking milk milk
Milk dud-
whoppers.
Milk duds.
Milk
duds.
Milk
Yes.
duds.
No,
are
Whopper,
gas.
just Whoppers.
Whoppers are also gas.
I'm not a
No,
big fan.
Whoppers are horrible.
Nah.
Dude,
I've
wrong.
always been just on the fence because Dad always buys them because he
Yeah.
knows Nathan and Grayson love them, and I
Yeah.
just could not care more.
No, they're fat. They're
I,
fire.
I don't. I honestly really don't think I have an underrated holiday. I'm super festive. Or sorry,
Oh.
overrated holiday.
Okay, yeah.
I like
Those
them all.
Celtic shacks of the.
But yeah, I mean,
no Celtic shacks.
as you get older, and I'm guessing probably before you have kids, Halloween is just kind of in that weird gray area from
Yeah,
when you're
like,
old and don't have kids.
I think for me, like I was never really like a Halloween party guy either.
Yeah.
I don't really like dressing up. That's kind of the
It's
biggest
not
part of
fun.
this. Yeah, like I don't really care, but like I respect that people still do. Like I respect that people like even in college. Like I'm sure we have friends in college that dress up every year
Oh,
and go
yeah,
out
yeah.
and like go to parties and shit.
Yeah.
That was just never my thing.
Yeah. That's fair.
I'm saying that like I'm so old. I'm literally
Yeah.
21 and still in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the opportunity to do that. Guess what? Not gonna do it.
No.
All right. Do we have anything else, or was that? was
One
just-
more.
Okay.
Oh
What's your
god.
wild prediction for the NFL season?
Oh, that's
Wacky.
so broad.
Oh fuck. Patrick Mahomes will not be a finalist for MVP.
Oh.
Is that wild?
That's a really good one. It's a really, really wild one.
I just think he's gonna have it's gonna be average for Patrick Mahomes, which could end up being a finalist. But I think there's gonna be some guys that really excel, and I think there's a new age of guys that have come in, like with Stroud. Like Stroud might be the guy that pushes Mahomes out because other guys have great seasons as well.
Yeah. I guess I'll just go ahead and say I think the Texans probably have the best roster. They're probably my Super Bowl favorite.
Okay. I'll go ahead and give a Super Bowl favorite. Maybe I don't have one. I think I have to see some teams on the field before I definitively say. I think my Super Bowl dark horse is the Packers.
Yeah, and I will like to say that when we do our Super Bowl prediction, once it gets closer, it may change. I do not want to be locked into the Texans, but for right now,
if you go back and look at how we previewed the year last year and how by the
I don't
time
want to talk
by the
about
time we got to the end of the previews, how different our opinions were about teams.
I know.
It was crazy because we're doing these previews. Nobody's even gone to training camp yet.
Yeah,
we
that
haven't
is true.
seen a single preseason game.
Yeah.
Like we've got a lot of work. Like teams have a lot of work to do. So like we haven't seen the best of. We literally like these next like the first 3 divisions. Honestly, are just a blind review.
Yeah, I mean, like
what their
honestly,
offseason looked like.
Saying that my Super Bowl prediction was Vikings Bengals is just really poor content for this podcast.
Last year was that was so crazy because mine at least was 49ers Bengals.
Yeah,
so I was at least close.
That is true. I was very far off.
Yeah.
And there is about to be pee coming out of my body. So
okay. Well, yeah.
Get out of
It's a good thing that we're wrapping it up. So of course, as it goes, if you're on the YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, turn on post notifications. Of course, while you're here, well, I guess not while you're here, but once you're done here, go watch the Wednesday video. The Team of the Summer is what I'm calling it. It was a pretty fun video to shoot. Not as much fun to edit. It was like I did an editing speed run on that thing.
Oh God.
And then of course on the podcast platforms, rate 5 stars, give us a follow there. If you've already done that before, do it again. It helps the algorithm. And follow us on all the social media accounts. Like Luke was pointing to earlier, it's down here at the bottom of the screen. And of course, thank you guys for watching. Luke, anything for the people before we get out of here?
Nah, man, I'm just gotta pee.
All right. Well, enjoy your weekend. Have a safe one. And we'll catch you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.